All right, ladies, welcome to my ghetto YouTube tutorial thing for how to do your highlight films on Hudl. So this is the screen that you're gonna get usually when you log in first. It is like your individual profile, so you gotta go and find videos. So first and foremost, you gotta go find your highlights, so you have to find the recordings of your games. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna come up here and click videos. This is Esme's profile, by the way. Thank you, Esme, even though you are not aware of the fact that I'm using it. All right. So click on videos first because we got to go find your highlights. So the first thing that you're going to get all these different videos. Some of them are scout videos that your coaches use to scout other teams. But if you come over here to the left-hand column, you click on game. Over here, left-hand column, you click on game, and it should give you only the games that you played. So there's actually a pretty deep library for most teams. You should have games not just of this season, but of multiple seasons. What I recommend here is that when you're in season next year, for those of you that are moving on for junior, senior year, is every game, go back. You know, it's a pretty good idea for you to see your games anyway, because it'll highlight some things that you might not have seen in game action. But also, like, your good plays and things like that are going to be a little bit more fresh in your mind, and you know kind of when to go look. Like, oh, I had this really cool crossover like early in the first quarter, so you kind of know when to go. So if you do it as you're playing these games after each game, then it won't be as time consuming, because this is the most time consuming part, is going to find your highlights. So a couple of ways to do it. So let's start here with the Americas here game. There's two different ways that you go find highlights. Hold on, let me mute this stuff. So I'm sure you guys have all seen your games already. The easiest way to go about doing it and finding the highlights. Not every school paid for this service, so this one might not be available for all of you guys. But if you come over here to filter on your clips, you are going to go with teams and athletes, click there, and then find yourself. So we're doing Esme right now, doing Esme, and then you're gonna say add your clips. So basically when you picked Esme, it shows that Esme was involved in 23 clips. So the Hudl automatically, when you upload the video to Hudl, they do a breakdown and they select all the specific clips of highlights. But really it only does things that create a stat. So like a missed shot, a made shot, an assist, a rebound, a steal, a turnover. Those are the kinds of things that are going to be there. So there's 23 tags. Not all 23 tags are going to be positive. Some of them are like turnovers or missed shots or things like that. But anyway, so once you see a number here, you go add two clips. And notice it says 23 clips added. And then up here where it says your clips, it now has the 24. So go ahead and click on that. And it's going to populate all your different clips here on the right-hand side. So shot, Esmeralda, make, right? So this is one clip. So you go ahead and click on that. It's going to bring it up over here on your video. And you see that it's a made 3 by Esme. So that already has the video there for you, or the clip there for you. Notice it's kind of short. So just for editing purposes, you want to give yourself a little bit of leeway so that you can cut where you want to cut or let it roll a little bit more where you want to roll. So you can use this little bar right here to expand it. Like if, let's say they only showed the 3, but she actually had like a cool little step back that led to the 3 or something like that. Then you can expand that. And then like if she got hit for the end 1 or something, so let's expand it on the backside so we can see how she lands. So there's the full kind of catch and shoot. Good. So once you have the clip where you want it, you're going to go up here to save clip. Over here on this side. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So once you save clip, if you're gonna use this route, then you go through each clip, each individual one. So that one was a make shot and it's saved. And then the next one is a miss shot. So we don't necessarily want to see, you want to see them all, because there's times when you have a really good play, like good footwork or something, and you miss the shot. That can still be used as a highlight because it shows that you know the footwork and that you have the footwork down right. You just, just like anything else, you missed a shot or you missed a layup or whatever. But you can still use it as a highlight. You can stop it or cut it off right before the basket either goes in or doesn't go in, and it could still be a good clip. So, but if you're not gonna use it, you need to delete it. So we're gonna go over here and delete from my clips. I'm gonna go ahead on this right-hand side and I'm gonna delete it because I don't want it. I'll hit cancel first. I'm sorry, hit cancel up here first. And then there's the miss right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and trash it. So go to the little three dots and delete. Oh, I just deleted the make. Oh no, that's the miss, okay. So anyway, so you go through the rest of these clips and you delete all the ones that you don't want to be part of your initial highlight tape. So there's a turnover right there. Obviously we don't want a turnover. There is another make, a free throw. Free throws, no, not really highlights. Although I have included like a free throw on some videos just to show like the shooting form that the player has. So you can do that as well if you want to kind of add some space there or something. Anyway, so good rebounds, all of that good stuff. So all of these clips are already made for you. Now the video is still going to play like normal. It's going to go through the full game. There are times where, for example, if you have a good defensive, like a 5-second call, because you played such good on-ball defense that you made that girl turn the ball over on 5 seconds, or you made her pick it up and she made a bad pass or whatever. Those things are not going to come out in these kinds of clips because they're not stats, right? They're not steals. Like if you have, I think deflections do come up, but if you force the girl into a bad pass because of your defense or whatever the case may be, like that kind of stuff doesn't come out. So you should still be looking at the full game and then finding those kinds of clips of where you did really well. Now let's say that right now is a clip. So that was a cool pass, for example, and we want to save it as a clip. You come over here to the bottom right hand side and you hit create clip. All it is going to add another clip to the bottom of the list. So, it says clip 1117, click it, click that clip. And now you have, I think it gives you about 8 seconds or 7 seconds of around where you clicked create clip, and then you just adjust it. So that's not the part that I want. So I cut that off, adjust it on this side, the deal there. And then again, hit save clip. Once you've gone through the entire game, you went through all the pre-saved clips and you made yourself clips that they might have missed. Then you come up over here and you say send to highlights. Send to highlights. Once you get the little banner that says right here, it's already been sent to highlights, then you're good to go with this game. You can exit out of it. So obviously you would go through and try to do that for every game. Like I said, it's a lot better if you do that through one game that you just played versus waiting till the end of the season like we're doing now and then having to go through 20 plus games to find the highlights. So obviously you want to present the best possible player on your highlight video. So you should be going through every single game and find, even if you go through a game and there's no real highlights, well, you move on. There's one really good one, good, you get that one. And then obviously we want to make the best highlight film possible. Anyway, so we've gone through all these games. For example, Esme has actually already done so. She's created clips for herself. We kind of messed her up now because we created all sorts of bad clips for that Americas game. But anyway, after you're done and created all those clips, now it's time to go actually create your highlight video. So you're gonna come up to your profile up here where it says Esmeralda. You're gonna drop down to your highlights. Once you're on your highlights, this is the one that we just created with all the extra, like bad plays and everything. But nobody can see that. You would have to just like send a link to that for anybody to see it, so nobody can really see that. Anyway, you come up to create highlight. Hold on. Oh, this was because I guess we had something going. So you're just gonna do this like resume or discard depending on if you're continuing to work on something. Like if you've been working on one, you know exit out of your Hudl, you come back, you just click resume editing, and then you can continue working on that highlight. So let's just click resume just in case. Yeah. So this is what it's gonna look like once you start, when you barely start with the with your highlight. First thing you do, you come to the top over here in the left-hand corner, name it. You know, we're gonna name it example. If it's gonna be your season highlights, full season highlights like senior year or sophomore year, full season highlights, something like that. And then move to the right and you pick like the format, little theme that you're gonna use. You can use any of these, it doesn't matter. All right, now moving on, that's already been applied. The first thing that I want you to do is click that little plus button right here. And these are the different things that you can add to your highlight video. You got videos, music, slides, and photos. Photos you won't really need. I'm not sure why those are on there. The first thing I want you to pick though is a slide. I want you to pick one of these. So the title slide obviously is gonna be first. And then on the title, for the beginning slide, you wanna put your number, like your jersey number, so that they can find you. Obviously your name, your position, your height, and your team or not, yeah, like Socorro High School in this case, or RS Gold if you're making an RS Gold one. Actually, both of those schools or names should be on all your videos. And then for your subtitle, you can put your what you're gonna call this particular one, like junior year highlights or whatever. So that's what we would do here. We're gonna do test and test. Okay. So add the slide. So as soon as you add the slide, that's gonna be over here. You can always go back and edit it. So here we go, test and test. You can always go back and edit it. That's not a big deal. Next, you're going to add an ending slide. The ending slide, you can use either one. You know, this one's fine also, even for an ending slide. For the ending slide, you're gonna put your name, your class of 2024, 25 or whatever. You're gonna put your position again. Now you're gonna put your height and you're going to put your GPA. And then RS Gold, Socorro High School. That way, like they can contact you either by finding Socorro High School or RS Gold or whatever. But they know, they have the basic things that they need to know about you, okay? Add that one. Now in between here, this one, we can move it to the end of the video later. For right now, you can just leave it right there. Now we start adding videos. So you're gonna come up to the little plus sign and then videos. What you're gonna see here is the highlights that you've created from all the different games that you went through. I forgot which game of Hearst we watched, but I think it's the last one, so it should have been Del Valle. I don't know. Anyway, so you click on that, and it's gonna show you all the little clips that you already created earlier. And when you put your cursor on one, it'll show you what you've already created, as you can see. So we're gonna check the ones that you wanna put in there. We're just gonna put a couple just as an example, and then click add to the video. You can X out of this already. And then if you notice, boom, all three of your videos are down here. Now, you still need to go and edit these. So click the little pencil. That's gonna help you go edit them. There's a couple of different things that you can do, as me in this video has already done so. Let's hit pause really quick. So a couple things that you can do. The little scissors help you edit it in like more finite detail than the one earlier that I showed you. So let's say that Esme, for example, missed this, but it was like a good little turnaround shot, but she missed it. We can just edit it, clip it right before the ball does not go in, right about right there. So now it should kind of look like it went in even if it hadn't gone in. Okay. And then we can use a missed shot as part of our clips. So she doesn't need this anymore. Let's move that. Let's move that back for Esme. Okay. The next thing that you can do is in this little kind of circle target looking thing is this is where you're able to add all these different like little graphics. So it has a bunch of options here down at the bottom. This is the one that Esme used to kind of highlight herself. She could have used the little arrows. And then this obviously helps you move them around the location. You can click and drag it to wherever you want to drag it. And then this part makes it bigger or smaller, whatever you need. And this little cursor is where in this clip that thing is going to appear. So you kind of going through the video. So obviously for the most part, you want it toward the beginning of the video so that it highlights you before the action occurs. So like Esme had it right here. It's at the beginning of the video where she's kind of posting up. And then, but you can move that to wherever you want it on the clip. It could be halfway through the clip or whatever. So you hit play and it'll show you. It's gonna stay right there during the example, just because that was the like where we put it. But in the actual video, it's gonna appear, it's gonna pop up where the little cursor is. It's gonna stay for I think 2 seconds or 3 seconds, or not even that. Like it's gonna stay for a couple of second count, and then it'll disappear. So it won't be there the entire time. Now the next one is this. You can add text to like this portion of the clip. So that text will appear right here. Where you can use that is like to say, I'll show you guys right now. I'll tell you guys right now, but you could put like at the beginning of your offensive portion of your highlight video, you can put offense right there and then follow with a bunch of offensive clips, and then do it again when you start your defensive clips and then put defense on there. But that's just another little way that you can create an edit. So once you're done with all that, you just hit done. We're gonna trash this because we're not actually gonna do it. So you hit done. Obviously you gotta go through for all of those videos. Now, not every video or every clip, I'm sorry, requires you to highlight yourself. If you put yourself in the viewer's shoes, they're always gonna be watching the ball, right? So if your video starts with you handling the ball, then you don't really need to highlight yourself. If it's obvious, like the play is obvious, like you scoring, you don't really need to do the highlight yourself. Like in this video, Esme is highlighting herself on it because another player starts out with the ball. This girl starts out with the ball. So it's showing like, hey, look over here. This is where you need to be looking because that's where I am. So you go ahead and hit the play there. And it shows you the full video. So not every video requires a highlight. And not every, anyway, yeah, that's it. If you have questions on, hey, coach, should I put a video here? A little thing to highlight myself here, just go ahead and do so. But you want some fluidity to your video. So it's not stopping every single clip to show who you are when it's obvious who you are. Like for 3-point shots, for example, you never really need to highlight yourself for those unless you're coming off a screen or something like that, because if a 3 is going in, we're all pretty sure that was you that shot it. If it's an assist or you do a really cool back cut or something like that, then yes, you need to highlight yourself because again, people are going to be looking at the ball, not off the ball. Okay. So now let's say that we've gone through, in order to move these, all you got to do is drag them. So we're going to move the title slide to the end. And that is a pretty good example of a full highlight video. Now you got to add some music. You don't really need it, but it's better than not having it. So you go to the music tab, you're gonna add any of these, it doesn't really matter. It's just gonna play it in a loop. So if your video is long, it's just gonna continue to play it in a loop. So pick a song. There you go. Doesn't matter. You can listen to it by clicking the play button right there, and it'll show you which one it is, what song it is, or what music it is. So if you notice, it appeared down here. So it'll play for the duration of your entire video. Now that's pretty much it in terms of the actual creation of the video. After that, you just hit publish. Once you hit publish, it's going to give you a link, and then you just send that link out to coaches, or you post it on your social media, you post it on your field level, or whatever other platform that you're using. Now, what do we use, or which clips do we use? How do we formulate it, or whatever? Those are common questions. First, you don't want your video to be anything past like 3 minutes, 3 minute 30 seconds max. You really don't want it to be more than that, because coaches aren't going to really pay attention past that much. You got to keep in mind that college coaches are looking at literally thousands of highlight videos. So if you have a 5-minute highlight video and your cool plays are toward the end of it, that coach might not even get to that cool play. So with that in mind, we're going to keep it around 3 minutes, 30 seconds for a highlight video. And we're going to front load all your best plays. So the way I like to format it is like the first 3 or 4 clips should be your best 3 or 4 plays, and they should show who you are as a player. So if you're a shooter, but you also like to penetrate, go to the basket, then your first video might be like you attacking the basket. Second, not video, but clip should be you attacking the basket. Second clip should be a 3. Maybe the next clip is like your best footwork in the paint. Maybe your 4th video is your best assist. This is just all offensive. Now, if you're more of a defensive-minded player, then same thing. You start your video out with like a really good on-ball defensive possession, maybe a steal, a block, or whatever you want to put, and then add a little bit of offense in there also. Now, after those first 2 or 3 clips, then you're gonna add a clip that has that tag that we put earlier that says offense on the bottom. And then you're going to group all your offensive plays. So like all your 3s, put them all together. And then if you had mid-range shots, then those would be next, put them all together. If you penetrated to the basket, put all your drives, put all those together, just so the coaches can see like, I didn't just do this once, like it's something that I can do repeatedly. And then you would have another slide with your first defensive play, and then you would do the same thing and group your major plays. So group all your steals, group all your blocks, group all your major really good rebounds, and you would put that on the defensive side. I like to end in like an up and down type play, like if you have a play where you played really good defense, got a steal, passed the ball forward, ran the floor, they threw it to you, and then you made a layup. End with that one. I also like to end with charges, because they kind of usually, it shows the fans going wild. It shows you getting up and showing some toughness. So put that clip at the end, and then your final little title will come out, and hey, this is who I am. But that is about the extent of how you make a highlight tape. This is a lot longer than it needed to be, but I have no editing skills, so it's gonna stay long, even when I was like misspoke and all that good stuff. So this is raw ghetto YouTube tutorial. Latest.